So this week's Naruto Manga chapter, I'm going to say this is quite interesting. It's a pretty good chapter this week, and it pretty much deals with Sasuke's idea of what a Hokage is. So the three things I need to talk about when it comes to this week's chapter is, the first thing is, Sasuke, in this chapter, we see that he considers Naruto his best friend. Meaning he does care about him, but that's the reason why he needs to kill him. Because he's trying to erase the past, because Naruto is the only tie that he has to the past at this point in time. But I find that very interesting because then it just goes to show you that Sasuke pretty much doesn't really care about anybody else. He's denouncing his family like he never really cared about them. And it's quite obvious right here that it's kind of like insinuating that he never cared about Kakashi nor Sakura. And it's quite interesting too because, again, he could have killed Sakura in the last chapter, but he didn't do that. But that's because he doesn't have ties with her like that to the past. He already let go of that a long time ago. So there'll be no need to actually kill someone as useless as her, in the words of Sasuke. So the next thing I want to talk about, and this is actually interesting. It's interesting. I was gonna make a video about this, but I might as well just talk about it right here. Because my views on Sasuke's character, especially after this chapter here, they changed a bit. Actually, his character's not that bad. Because the thing here is, he's actually learned. He did actually consider what the first actually said to him. That a village is where your family is and this and that, the other thing. But the thing is, he came with his own conclusion when it comes to Itachi and what Itachi did. Which is what's setting him on this path right now. Which is, what Itachi did was a necessary evil to create peace. That to have all that hatred pinned on you and to be set in the darkness, you need to be able to be strong enough to actually hold on to all that burden and that hatred. And he thinks that's probably like the only way to actually really create peace. So when I was saying that with his characters like kind of backtracked and this and that, the other thing, it kind of didn't actually. This still kind of falls under his kind of ideology and his way of thinking. So I can't really fault the character Sasuke. He sees that hatred can't be completely erased, so he needs to just burden and hold on to all that kind of hatred himself. And the plan is not necessarily a bad plan, but it's just not something that can really work. Because the problem here is, his plan is not necessarily a bad plan, but there is a major flaw with the plan. And that is because he wants to just be alone. He wants to erase all the ties, he wants to kill all the Hokages, he wants to kill freaking Naruto, he wants to kill Hokages because, you know, they're part of that system of corruption and everything, so he wants to get rid of that, and he wants to kill Naruto because that's the last thing kind of holding him back from being able to actually do what he has to do. But the major flaw is that you kind of need people to actually run a village. You need people on your side in order for you to create laws and to actually enforce laws. You yourself, you can't do it all by yourself. It's just not possible. You're only one man. So the fact that he's just trying to go in this alone with no help, it's all me for real. It's not, no, you can't do that, man. You can't. And to actually even make them hate you because you're trying to impose laws and enforce it and control people, it's not. All that's gonna do is make them rise up and try to get you. I mean, it's the whole ninja world he's talking about here. He's trying to change the whole ninja world. So the whole ninja world gonna be attacking you. Then they're all gonna hate you. Honestly, his plan is also kind of similar when it comes to like another anime called Code Geass, where basically everybody kind of just hated on Lelouch later on in the series. But the difference between Lelouch and Sasuke here is Lelouch had a crew. He had other people. He had you know, people on his side that he can still try to force and do things. Sasuke, you don't got any of that. So I honestly just can't see how his plan can possibly work. And also, another example I can actually even give you, Madara. Madara wanted to do the same thing. He wanted to be able to create peace. In order to create peace, what he was trying to do the infinite Tsukuyomi. Why? It's because with infinite Tsukuyomi, everybody can be in their own world and to be happy. And there will be no more fighting. No one will be fighting anymore. That's like the ultimate peace that you can honestly have. And Madara's plan was actually a long-lasting plan, unlike Sasuke's. But the problem at the end of the day, you can't be that authoritarian kind of government. You can't be that person that imposes the rule on people. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to just human beings in general, we are people with choices, you know. The choices is what make us who we are. Our choices is what makes our individuality. What makes us different from one another. If you take that away, we all become just one thing. We're no longer really even living anymore. And it's kind of interesting because when it comes to Madara's case and what he was going to do is when everybody's in the Infinite Tsukuyomi, what happens in a prolonged period of time when you're in the Infinite Tsukuyomi? You become a white Zetsu. And the reason is, it's kind of similar because it's kind of symbolism on the part that basically you don't have a choice whether or not you're going to be in it or not because you're going to be in it. So you lose that choice, so you lose your individuality. And when you lose your individuality, it's kind of like you lose yourself and you become a white Zetsu then. So again, the kind of plan that Sasuke has is just not something that, one, is even long-lasting because you have to stay there and try to oppose his laws all by yourself, 24/7, 365 for the rest of your life. And the world won't be in true peace. They'll just be in fear. They'll be in a state of crisis. They're not gonna be happy with what you're trying to do. And is that even true peace then? And at the end of the day, like I said, it's just like all the villains kind of had this kind of ideology of ruling by some type of means of fear or just complete control or something like that. But it never works at the end of the day because you can't do that. And the funny thing is, even Itachi knows this. And I wish Itachi was able to hear what he said to Naruto, because he's pretty much going against what Itachi was already saying. Because Itachi actually admitted that he was wrong in what he did. He realizes that that was not the right way to go about, taking out the clan and trying to create peace that way. That's not going to work that way. Because you need the people on your side at the end of the day. And Naruto understands that. And so that's why Naruto's way is more so the right way. Or at least a better way. So yeah. Basically, at the end of this chapter, we get Naruto and Sasuke finally clashing. I'm so glad we're probably going to finally get into a fight with these two. So this should be epic. Seeing next week them actually going in, so I look forward to that. So leave your comments below and tell me what you think of this week's Naruto Manga chapter. Like this review, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more Naruto reviews from me. See, this has been the Thabreakmaster, and until then, people, break out.